This is for real estate lovers. If you love real estate, these shows are going to be on your must-watch list because they have some of the best properties. It's really worth watching. So let's talk about Buying London, which is currently on Netflix. Okay, so it's not New York real estate, but if you're on this channel, it's about, you obviously like living in the city, and London, New York, London, Paris, these are sort of the top cities in the world that anybody would want to live in at least once in their life. I always say to young people that I meet, who don't live in New York City, I said, New York City is a city you have to live and experience at least one time in your life. You have to live in one of these big cities, right? No matter where you come from. And I've lived in big cities. I've lived in New York. I've lived in Miami. I've lived in Los Angeles. Never in London, although I have traveled to London, but I've never lived in London. But I think London is one of those cities that you should live in, and you should also probably live in Paris. If I would say these are the cities. So it's great to see that Netflix has shows that cover all these cities. So Buying London, what's that about? The star of the show is Dagger and his agents at DDRE Global. Dagger has sold more than $5.5 billion of real estate to some of the world's wealthiest people, including a $120 million mansion to hedge fund billionaire Ken Griffin. The show features tours inside multi-million pound mansions set against reality TV drama between the DDRE's glamorous agents. I haven't seen the show, but I wonder if they dress like, how they dress in Selling Sunset with very bearing clothing, which I've never seen realtors in real life dress like that. So, I don't know if that's just an LA thing. I've never seen that in New York for sure. On the show, the top agents compete for blockbuster listings that bring in big commissions. There are also appearances from Dagger's leading contacts like billionaire One Mayfair developer John Caldwell. So this show, according to the report, I'm reading this from the Seattle Times, it debuted a while ago. I'm not sure when it debuted, but it's the full season is on Netflix. So this was written May 28th, so it debuted Wednesday. It debuted Wednesday during a slowdown in London's super prime property market. And according to this report, wealthy homeowners are cutting prices by as much as 30% so that they can secure deals. And the London market is in a slump. But according to this show, Dagger is undeterred, and it seems like he's a 44-year-old real estate entrepreneur. He is a natural fit for reality TV, and apparently he was one of the first British agents to adopt social media as a sales and branding tool, a technique that has been common in the US for many, many years. So for all you agents out there, Netflix may not be calling you, but you need to leverage social media to help market the properties that you have listed and make sure that people are able to see it and talking about the neighborhoods. And which in cities like New York and London, the neighborhoods are key to selling the property. People have their minds set on, I want to live in Tribeca, for example, in New York, and where they don't know why they want to live in Tribeca. They only know that that's where their friends say to live. There are lots of wonderful neighborhoods in New York. You can have just within a certain area blocks that are not the prime block, that it's better to live, let's say, in the Upper East Side or Hell's Kitchen rather than live on that specific block in that particular neighborhood, because it's a better block. So it could be block by block that you can make all the difference from how you live. So it's important to kind of educate your clients on neighborhoods, because a lot of times they don't really know the neighborhoods. They just know from what their friends say, especially if you have people who've never lived in New York, never lived in the city that they're looking to buy property or rent property, the neighborhood sells it, right? So using your social platforms to market and to promote your properties, the listings that you have, is one of the biggest assets you can have and use and leverage as a realtor. So you need to be on social media, you need to be on YouTube, you need to be showing these properties and showing buyers, potential buyers, just how great these neighborhoods are and how life can be living in the city. I will be watching Buying London. Don't know if I'll be reporting to you about it on this channel, but I definitely love and enjoy watching real estate and also learning from other agents just exactly how they do things. And of course, reality TV, you take it with a grain of salt because you just know that, like for example, Selling Sunset. I do not know any real estate agent that dresses like the agents in Selling Sunset. I mean, I just don't. I don't sell real estate in Los Angeles. Maybe in Los Angeles, this is very common, but so take what you see on these reality TV real estate shows with a grain of salt, and but take those learnings and adapt it to your neighborhood. Don't just copy it blank because it may not work in where you sell real estate.